we got the shootout. We got the Demko twins, the AD10, the AD15. Which one's better? Which one should you buy? Which one do I prefer? We're going to find out. Thanks for joining me. LTK here, Love Them Knives channel. And we've got the blasters from Andrew Demko, Cold Steel made. The AD10. The AD15. Bam. And you know, I had both of these. One in each front pocket. Walked into the pub. Up to my buddy. Slapped him down on the bar in front of him. Oh, his name's Mike. Mike. What day is it? What day is it? He looks at the knives and kind of shakes his head in frustration and goes, Demko Day. Demko! Larry looks over and says, how happy is LTK? And Bob says, happier than a camel on Wednesday. Or not. Maybe not. Yes, he was. I was happier than a camel on hump day because I had the Demko twins in my hand. They are bad. They are bad boys. This one reminds me so much of the Formax, and to me this is the Formax reimagined in a more usable format. Yes, it is the AD10. S35VN steel, so it's not CPM 20CV as the Formax is. But the Formax was supposed to be like total MSRP. Where's my crap? Where's that deal from Cold Steel? Here it is. Formax, Cold Steel site, right? So what was it supposed to be? $569. Now I've seen them down to as low as $250 recently and all that, which is a hell of a lot better than $569. In any case, so, you know, the Formax, I don't have it with me. Hopefully I can get one and throw it up with the AD10, and we will talk about that. Today, AD10 versus AD15, but we are going to throw information on the Formax into this video as well, right? And the Formax is 10 inches overall. It's 20 CV steel. It's G10. This one, the RN, is the Italian-made version, but 9.2 ounces as opposed to like 8.5 ounces on, 6.5 ounces on this. So, big difference in weight. Difference in blade stock, a little thinner blade stock. Other than that, this just reminds me of that. Now, we've got, on the other hand, we've got the AD15, which has got the scorpion lock, right? And so, back in the day, once upon a time, long ago, Demko had the AD15 MG, not in stock now, $675. Pretty much the same thing. You can tell the blade thickness is thicker stock. Other than that, CPM S35VN, like the current one, 3.5 inch cutting edge, 3.75 blade length, and 8.5 overall. Okay, so is this one the same? Yeah, it's pretty much the same except for the blade stock thickness. Now, I believe his MG had this was a titanium. This one is 6061 aluminum. This lock bar here. So, and let me pull this away here so you can kind of just see it. Okay, it drops, you know. It drops and rocks. Hold on. Drops and rocks a little bit. I mean, it's not real. And you know, it's loosening up as time goes by. I haven't had this knife many days, probably about 3 or 4 days, and I've been messing with it a bunch because, you know, trying to get it loosened up. When they come out of the box like this, they're not quite this amenable. You know what I mean? It just depends on, from blade to blade. But in any case, flip it around, playing with it like a damn axis lock. But it's not. You can see here that these are stopping the blade here, okay? They're not really significant up here because you've got this slot where this pin drops into, okay? So that's locking it down. As you hold this, the harder you squeeze, the better the lock holds, right? But regardless, it should be pretty incredibly strong. Dual thumb studs on this. Now, these knives, this one's more like the Formax, so it's got a triad lock on it. It drops away. Okay, it's got that feel to it, and it's nice. This one, it's got this little pass-through here where you could put a pin to lock that in, as if the triad lock is going to be a problem, which is not. Pocket clip here, you flip it over and you go, this won't work here. No, they give you another one in the box. So you've got a pocket clip for left-hand carry as well. All right. G10 backspacer, comes out here, lanyard hole available. Striking, possibly, and G10's tough stuff, so yeah, maybe. And these are supposed to be 3.8 millimeter blade stock. So, yes, and they are. And 0.152, so let's do both of them and see what we got. You may think one of these has a longer blade than the other, but I'm going to prove to you they are the same. 0.152, same deal. 3.8, something. Okay. These, I was messing with this and I'm going, this is a longer blade than this is, okay? This is 3.5 and 8 3/4 overall. This is 3 3/4 and like 8.5 overall. So this is shorter, this is longer, but this blade's longer, this, no. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, we're hooked up here. So what do we got? Well, we basically got 3 3/4, about 95, 96 millimeters. Okay, overall 8.5, right? 21.5 centimeters. So remember that 3 3/4. Okay, check this out. Now, you get this little different blade shape on this one, that kind of thing. But down here, 3 3/4 back to kind of the mid part, or really back to the beginning of, right to the edge of the scales. Now, as you move it up, okay, we can argue that still over 3.5 inches. Overall, though, 8 3/4, which is 22 centimeters long. Now, the fact is that when you look at both of these knives, this scale, it heads back this way, right? This one does not. So yeah, when you measure up here, it's not gonna be cut off by this. So yeah, it's gonna measure more to the 3 3/4. But as far as I'm concerned, if you look at both of these knives, they look the same blade length. And you can tell this one's just a bit longer. Now, of course, this is a perspective that changes because of the camera and the way it's kind of slightly angled towards my table. So you can flip it around. And now they look almost identical length, but they're not. This one's still a 1/4 inch longer, but that's not a big deal. Okay. Now, what I've noticed also is the height of the blade, right? We are eclipsing that one, aren't we? This one seems higher, taller blade. So let's just measure it. We'll find out real quick. So 1.5 inches. It seems taller, and it is, isn't it? There's 1 1/4 inches. Are we measuring it about the same place? Well, okay, no, I'm sorry. Did I say 1.5? Nah, it's about another 1/8 at best taller. Okay. So if you want to go millimeters, 35. Let's kick this over here to 30. So there's a difference in the height of these blades. This one does look taller than this, doesn't it? That's why this one looks longer, because it's more slender that way. It doesn't have the height. Look at the jimping up here. There's more of it up here. This is really rough and tough, but this is nothing to scoff at, okay? This is a go forward position on the AD10, and I'm okay. If you had huge fat fingers, fatter than mine, you might be having an issue there, but it's okay. Now, let's get this out of the way, of course. You know how cold steel rolls, right? They put some edge on them babies. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this one feels a little sharper. It's probably going to vary, it's probably going to vary. But, okay, so we know that this is a little shorter. This is a little longer, but this has that triad lock. So you need a little bit more handle with that than you do apparently on this Scorpion lock. And the Scorpion lock, there's some things about this that at first I was all into the Scorpion lock thing. I thought this was so great because first of all, I like this kind of tan and green look. Okay, so I like this color better than this. Would I like this in this green? Absolutely. Or I'd like this in a really light tan color. Then I could dye the scales any color I want, right? This, I like the color. The only issue here is this pattern here. This texturing is really aggressive. I mean really aggressive. You got the pocket clip here, and it ain't a flimsy little thing either. So the thing is about this pocket clip is that it's going to have your pant pocket between this really aggressive texturing and this pocket clip. So you're going to be more likely to rough up your pants with this than with this. And of course, the lip of my jeans, and practically all of them, are already, torn to hell. They just are. It's just, knives going in and out of the pocket. But, okay, so that's something to think about. Love the designs on both of the knives, by the way. And let's weigh them off real quick. I mean, we've already measured them. Weigh them off, and then we'll see the thickness here. But let's weigh them, because I'm going to talk about a couple more things. 6.5 ounces, okay? 6.8. So really, you're not talking about a whole lot of difference there. Now, go to grams, 193 versus 185, 186. So that's not significant. It's just not significant. I don't think you could hardly feel it in your hand, the difference in the weight. A couple of things that I really thought I was going to really love this because it was going to be so easy to disengage and, kind of mess with and this and that. And the way that I disengage this, by the way, is I'm pushing down with this finger on this. No, I'm not. Okay, what am I doing? I'm taking this finger here. I'm pushing down with this finger. I'm pulling up on that bar. And with this thumb, I'm pushing down. So this finger's pushing down, this thumb's pushing down, and this finger's pulling up on that lock bar, okay, to disengage it. Just like that. So that's how I'm doing that. It's doable if you want. And, of course, you could be like just a regular person and just go like that. Not a problem. So, I'm just talking about trying to one-hand it, which you can do with this. And over time, maybe it'll get a little bit more relaxed and easy to do. You can see how you go right and left on the pocket clip with this, with the lanyard hole going through as well. Let's just see how fat they are, and then I'm going to talk to you about both knives as far as my overall feelings towards them. 0.60 basically, 15.2 millimeters thickness. Okay, next one. And I haven't done this before, so ooh, this is a fatter. 16.7, 0.65. Let's see if we run any different. Nah, 0.65 pretty much. And let me do this again just one more time. Yeah, 0.59. So this is thinner in the pocket, as you know, but when you're starting to get 6.5 ounces and these beastly beasts like this, you're not talking about discrete carry, and you're not talking about deep carry either. This is not deep carry. This is not deep carry, but with a beast like that, you kind of want to get a hold on the end of it, pull it out of your pocket. So really, I don't care about deep carry being there. I am not in love with this pocket clip here. I'd rather have this one. And you almost feel like you could do that with these 3 screws. Wouldn't that be nice? And something a little bit less overwhelming to the overall design on the backside, because the backside just seems dominated by that brute. So this knife, let me just tell you about, opens up. This is just like the 4-Max, only really the nicest action 4-Max I ever had. The American one I got, I had it a half a day. I sent it to Cold Steel to get it adjusted. They sent it to Demko because he does their triad lock adjusting. It was, I was pushing with both thumbs as hard as I could, right? This one, just the other day, I was messing around going, can I get my fingers out of the way? Technically, I can have my fingers out of the way and release that lock bar. There ain't many that I can do that with traditionally in the past, but yes. See, you could actually do that. Now, so the action on this is really nice. Of course, they got bronze washers. They're not bearings, which is fine. That is some really nice action. It just feels oily smooth. And look at that thing drop. Now, what I did with my 4-Max is I shook it down and it flew around and got me right in the finger. And it cut me really good. Because when they get this far swinging around, they just retract right in. Okay, so don't do that. You can just let it drop, let it drop a little. And once it's away, don't shake it too hard. Just put it away like that. Now, this is smooth. What I like about the AD10, it's smooth. It's not as aggressive here, not as tough on your pocket. It's a contoured G10 scale that really feels good in your hand, okay? Reverse grip, very good as well. It's so much lighter than the 4-Max, but this is the 4-Max to me. This is the 4-Max in a more EDCable form. And at $150 or less, depending, White Mountain Knives, 10% discount, this may be about $135 or something delivered, is way less expensive than $300, $350, whatever they're going for on the 4-Max these days. So way less expensive. But to me, the sacrifice from the 20 CV blade to the S35 ain't that big a deal. It's still super steel, okay? I'm fine, okay? Yeah, do I want a 4-Max as well? Of course I do. And I'm going to get one back in my collection. But the AD10... yes. Okay. This one, I thought I was really going to absolutely hands down prefer this one. Okay. And you know, you can the positive point here, you can keep your fingers out of the way, okay? When you close this, so you don't have to worry about it. Or if you want to do it two-handed, you know, however you want to do this. That's good. Okay, I get you. On the other hand, when you try and open this knife, when I open a knife, I just intuitively grab the knife and you're going to open it, right? So in a way, I'm putting some pressure on the top part of the knife when I'm going to open it. The problem is I'm working against opening it when I do this. I'm putting downward pressure on this bar and I'm trying to open it. It's like, geez, you know? And when it's really a non-issue, because if I would just lighten up on that lock bar, and it opens a lot easier, but that's not intuitive for me to do. This is intuitive to just grab it and open it up. This one, I don't have a problem with. This one's so good. Look at that pop up there. But, you know, that's so good. Now, so I'm working against myself here. Second of all, look at the knife. I like that. I'm not sure I like this big half moon hanging out the front. Okay? So I'm trying to get a lock bar. Dang, I'm just Pavlov's dogs. I haven't forgotten the lock bar deal. So, see this? Nothing. This one, this big half moon there. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm digging that. I'm really not sure I'm digging that. Like the color, don't mind the traction. It's pretty aggressive on the backside. Like the pocket clip on this one better. But this, oh man, okay. Why they put this one in a tiny little box? It's like, how did that fit in there? You know, same size knives. Bigger box, little tiny box. Okay, first of all, I'm pushing down this lock bar. I'm working against myself opening it. Okay, I mean, you know, you can get past that. The ergos are really good, but the ergos are really good, okay? Here you've got two different types of textures going on here. You've got something that's smooth aluminum here, and you got some really aggressive G10 here. So you got kind of this two-part deal. I don't know how I feel about that. And the separation in here, it's a cool look. You got ambidextrous thumb studs. You got lots of jimping. You can go forward. Although the go forward on this doesn't feel quite as generous. And you know, maybe it should. Maybe it's about the same. But it just feels more comfortable on this one to do that. Slide it down. So, yeah, I mean, you got this little pin stopping it here. Just an extra little thing hanging out. This deal, this thing, having to separate top to bottom. So you got this separate lock bar. So, I mean, I think that's just a personal thing. But to me, nah, I don't know that I'm going to prefer this overall. Although, you know, the way I am, it's like have one of both, you know. And I think I would long-term really prefer this. This is so much easier to drop. This is so much easier to function with as far as opening goes. And I trust this triad lock, even though both are invented by Andrew Demko. But see what I'm saying? Good looking though, aren't they? I like the design cues of this. But yeah, I'm working against myself opening it. Closing it. You can do this. It's just not terribly intuitive. But at least you're keeping your fingers out of the way of that blade. God forbid. And this is not attractive to me. It's just not attractive. Like the pocket clip better, like the colors better. Don't mind the texturing. That may be a concern for some people. Both have S35VN Super Steel. And the blade shapes are not the same. This one may be a little bit better for piercing. This one maybe not so much. I think Cold Steel was kind of calling this more of a spear point. I think this was being called more of a drop point. To me, I'm thinking the AD10 for $135 to $140 with discount or whatever delivered really is a great 4max beater as far as I'm concerned, because this gives you, in reality, it's still a fairly heavy knife. So you want a heavy knife, instead of 9.5 ounces, you can live with the light little 6.9 ounces, then you got it. But this one, I'm loving it. And you know what? If this was a different color scale, I'd be way in favor of the AD10 over the AD15. This, you get your fingers out of the way, okay? So I get that, but this half moon thing here, it's just a funky. Now it's striking. I mean, you know, that kind of thing. So that's just really going to be a very individual thing. But I feel myself working against opening the knife here. See, I'm trying to lift that bar, but I'm pushing down while I'm doing it. My thumb is fighting my forefinger. Now, once it's in place, the ergos are really good on both these knives. So it's really, yeah, interesting, intriguing. Not that I wouldn't want to own this, because here it is. But this one, if I had to choose between them and only have one, I think this would be the one I'd really, really prefer, just for all kinds of all-purpose, easy to handle, one hand, smooth operation, and same size, same steel, same thickness of blade, same basic length of blade, just a skosh heavier than this one. Okay, but yeah, and the seamlessness of not having a separate lock bar and a split there when your hand's grabbing it, you know, that it just feels a little less broken apart than this one. So how big a deal is that? It's not huge. So we are parsing, you know, we're parsing fine lines here, but I'm just saying, yeah, pretty seamless look there. You're not seeing much of the back of that blade. This one, kick her down. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing the big cutaway for the lock and all that kind of stuff here, and you're seeing this. So aesthetically, this wins. Smoothness, this wins. Overall, ergos, because we're not looking at two different parts, this wins. Now, if you already got a 4max and you're just kind of done now with that style, okay, we'll get you AD15. What the hell? Excellent. Either way, I don't think you're a loser either way. I think you're winning. And the price battle too, the 4max it's just crazy money. Crazy money. I mean, the SRP on these are like $259 or something. Of course, they're going for like $149, whatever. But in the 4max, yeah, if you could grab a 4max for $199, okay, you win on that one too. And I'd love to have one for that and put it in the stable, because these three together would just be tremendous. The Demko stuff is just, it's brute, it's badass, it's brutal, and it's something that I really like. I really like. These are rough, tough, heavy use knives. And you know what? Every once in a while, it's kind of nice to get away from the frame lock, liner lock type knives. Just continual parade of frame lock knives coming through. Not trying to put them down, just saying it's nice to have a break. These heavy duty mamas, absolutely. Take care. I'm going to let you go. We've done it all. And you know what we do around here? We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.